All right. So we are reading from the book of Obadiah, from chapter 1 from verse 10. He said, for violence against your brother Jacob, for violence against your brother Jacob, shame shall cover you, and you shall be cut off forever. Are you all listening? Let me repeat it again. The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 10, say, for violence against your brother Jacob, shame shall cover you, and you shall be cut off forever. All of you have seen the way the people who claim to be fighting for Biafra, you know that this is a special week we are, okay? What has happened today? Some of them, all the things they have done in the past, they have gone back to it and start taking glory. They are taking glory. After they wage violence against their own brother. Let me read from 11. In this one, go to Nigeria. In the day that you stood on the other side, in the day that you stood on the other side, in the day that strangers carried captive his forces, when foreigners entered his gate and cast lot for Jerusalem, even you were as one of them. Hey! Are you people following? The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 11, say, in the day that you stood on the other side, in the day that strangers, Fulani government and their politicians, strangers carried captive his forces, when strangers entered his gate, when strangers entered our land and they cast lots for Jerusalem, even you,
the US sent a delegation with a Kenga, including the wife of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to Finland to submit a petition, a copy of the petition that was sent to me. But unfortunately, I don't know whether I deleted or something happened. But a copy of the petition was sent to me. They accused Simeon Ekpa. DOS sent a petition to the Finnish parliament accusing the minister in exile of Biafra, accusing him of terrorism, of killings that are going on, accusing one of their own.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remained the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, and I see him as my leader. I'm just the prime minister. He may decide to be the president of Biafra. People don't understand that there are systems of government. He said he don't want to be the president of Biafra, but that was then. Yes. Because the people he was dealing with, he was not very sure of them, and so opinions may change along the line. So because of what he will come out to see may make him change, from his previous statement. So, but I just want to inform Biafrans that as a prime minister does not mean that I am the leader of Biafra.
Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa has expressed hope that Finland will extradite the factional leader of the indigenous peoples of Biafra, Ekpa, Simon Ekpa, to Nigeria to face justice following his arrest. The Finnish National Bureau of Investigation said Ekpa was remanded on suspicion of public exhortation for an offense committed with terrorist intent. He is charged alongside 4 others. Ekpa has been a strong proponent of sit-at-home directives in the southeastern states, despite the mainstream leadership of the indigenous people of Biafra suspending the exercise. In a statement, Director of Defense Media Operations called for Ekpa to be brought to Nigeria for trial. The Finnish Central Criminal Police confirmed the arrest in a statement on Thursday, noting that the other suspects were apprehended for allegedly financing terrorist activities. Joining us now as we look at possible extradition and other legal issues on the arrest is Vince Onyekwelu, a former British police officer and national security risk strategist. He's joined by Chukwuma Ezeala, a lawyer. Gentlemen, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. Well, just to set the ball rolling, I would like to ask both of you, what's your take in this matter? IPOB, speaking again and again through Emma Powerful, says IPOB is not part of sit-at-home protests, that they are not part of it.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Abati, for this wonderful opportunity, and to all of you here. Number one is, this is not a court of law to say whether Ekpa is guilty or not guilty. What he's being charged for is terrorism, or what he's arrested for is terrorism, this time international terrorism. And the question becomes, is it an issue in which he can be extradited to Nigeria? Nigeria has led the complaint, terrorism for us all is an international crime. And if it is an international crime, by the Rome Statute, all countries must cooperate in the punishment, in the arrest, punishment, and prevention of terrorism.
All countries, point of correction.
All countries that are all countries that are signatory to the Rome Statute.
124.
Yes, all countries that are signatory to the Rome Statute. And in this case, Nigeria is a signatory to the Rome Statute, and Finland is also a signatory to the Rome Statute. So, under that, he can be tried in Nigeria. He can also be tried even in Finland. Now, the question becomes, should he be extradited? Do we have a because for you to extradite, usually there should be a bilateral agreement. And from all indication, Nigeria do not have a bilateral agreement with Finland. However, since it's an international crime, he can still be extradited to Nigeria.
The Finnish government have decided to escalate Simon Ekpa's matter. It is no longer a joke. Certain members of IPOB, the faction that Simon Ekpa is in charge of, many of them had high hopes. They thought that this will go away anytime soon. But it seems it is not going away. It is becoming serious. Simon Ekpa, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, is being held at Kiamakoski Vankila prison, one of the world's toughest prisons. The high security prison is in Viamanti, Aka, Finland. The Finnish government had announced the arrest of Simon Ekpa alongside 4 others on suspicion of terror-related activities, including incitement to violence and terrorism financing. Before I proceed, I want it to be known that the north of Nigeria is also experiencing this. We have people who are on ground practicing terrorism, and we have people who are financing it. And at times, these guys go to scavenge, they rampage, they scavenge, and they do what they do. But in the southeast of Nigeria, we have 2 sides to it. We have those who have taken this as an opportunity to kidnap, to make money off it. And we have those whose thought and mind is towards the direction of emancipation, of seceding out of Nigeria. The Finnish police confirmed that Simon Ekpa, who described himself as the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, allegedly used social media to promote violence in the southeast region, targeting civilians and authorities. According to a local publication, YLE, Simon Ekpa was remanded in custody by the Pajat Army District Court on charges of public incitement to commit a crime with terrorist intent. Now, here is where it becomes more tough. The Finnish government froze Simon Ekpa's assets, whatever it is that he has that brings in money, either companies that he created so as to be enabled to receive funds for the movement, or personal businesses, or whatever it is that Simon Ekpa relies upon for the movement, or maybe for his personal upkeep. All of these have been frozen, as well as whatever it is associated to 4 of his accomplices. They also have been remanded alongside Simon Ekpa. It is so sad that Simon Ekpa did not realize that some of the post videos, pictures on his social media handle showing armed men could cause him to be tagged a terrorist inciter. I have said it times without number that Simon Ekpa should have held the country that he is in dear to his heart. Maybe he thought he could explain his way to them. Like, look, those armed men that you see on my social media handle, they are the ones protecting our people. The Fulani government, let us say, if it were the government of the north that was still there, maybe they would have kept quiet. Maybe that's the reason why they didn't act at the beginning, because he was able to at least argue his way, saying, look, these people, they are in the north, they are Muslims, they are not Christians like us. These people have decided to eradicate us, they have decided to remove us. But now that we have a president who is not an extremist, I think some of the utterances of Simon Ekpa could not match what they were looking at. They felt, hold on a sec, who are the people sending people into the southeast to take the lives of your people? What's going on there? Maybe they had done their own intelligent analysis and they had investigated, sort of. I don't know, because they have their embassy in Nigeria also. I don't know. But the southeast and the unrest is something that a lot of people are worried about. Even Southeasterners, they do not understand where to focus upon. They do not know how to differentiate the military manipulation, undercover job, and that of their own people. They do not understand it at all. Of course, what do you expect? In a struggle such as this, you will definitely find people who will take advantage of it for their own purpose. They will pretend and act like they are on the same pathway, journey to get Biafra, while they are there, busy kidnapping and also extorting. We've seen several videos where certain people clothed. That was even during the Nnamdi Kanu's era, where certain people were clothed in military fashion, regalia, covered face, and they went around to petrol stations demanding for oil, demanding for food, saying, you should give it to us, we are fighting for you. Such attitude and behavior is repulsive, So definitely you always find rogues like that in a struggle. That's the truth of it. You always find such. And Nnamdi Kanu will not be able to control because these other dudes are also harmed. If Nnamdi Kanu is to give his word, those people to have their own mind, they will also want to fight. So it will be a fight between whatever. So you understand what I'm saying? It's a tough thing. Now, the sit at home is part of the things that did not go down well with certain people in the Southeast, particularly Igbo governors. They were not comfortable with it. They said, this is counterproductive to us. This will not add value to our life. It is not affecting the Nigerian government per se. That's what they believe, because majority of those criminals, hoodlums, are simply hijacking the crude oil and selling these gold, diamonds, precious, the resources we have in Nigeria or whatever. They are simply pocketing it. So if a certain part of the country decides to lock itself up for some couple of days, it makes no difference to them. The prison that Simon Ekpa is with the others is not your everyday prison that you see on TV, such as a nice bed with food, drinks, and the key and computer and all of that. No. We are talking of one of the toughest prisons where you find violent offenders, and it's a large, in fact, it is the largest closed unit facility in Finland. The prison currently houses 113 prisoners, mostly convicted and remanded inmates. It was built it was built sometimes, I think it was built in 1993. That prison is really a tough place. There was a documentary that was done back then of that prison, and the caliber of people you find there, like I said, are dangerous inmates, people who have taken people's life, stuff like that. And that's the kind of place that the prison is. And the talk back then is that whoever is going to be the king, you either will have access to hard substance. That is what makes you king in such prisons. Most of them want to take this hard substance so that they can forget about their time in prison. And imagine someone who is high in whatever substance. What else would you be involved in? These are the places where sodomy occurs. You know what I mean? This is where homosexuality begins, because this is a male prison, and people will be there for those number of years. It's not a joke. Now, the Nigerian government liaised with the Finnish government. For example, the military said that they recovered human skull firearms in high POB camp. These are some of the things that they presented to the Finnish government. Like, look at this video. This is not a made-up video. This is what we found. This is what we saw. Look at it. Are you trying to act and pretend like you're going to give Simon Ekpa a safe haven where he is busy causing chaos? Till today, we've not seen anyone that has decided to step into the shoes of Simon Ekpa yet, because a lot of Biafrans, they thought within themselves that foreign countries will embrace their push to have their own country. That's what they thought. They thought they will encourage them, they will support them, they will be part of it, they will join them. Oh, these countries obey the rule of law. These countries are these countries are that. They often will say these things. But now with Simon Ekpa's situation, many of them have held back. If not, someone would have jumped and said, I want to be the voice of Biafra. I want to be the voice of separation. I want to be the voice. I want to take over. But maybe right now they have decided to stick to the Biafra government in exile. And we saw the secretary to the Biafran government in exile. We saw what she did. She stood her ground, and others joined her, and they did what they needed to do in Finland. But as it is, we heard that she has not been allowed to leave Finland. She's been investigated also. It is a serious situation here that we have. It's a serious situation. Simon Ekpa will be remanded and is scheduled to face charges in May 2025. That's a long time, May 2025. So we still have January, February, March, April. We have that long. So it means Simon Ekpa will be there for 5 months until he is requested to face the court and defend himself if there is anything that he has to say. I am kind of thinking that Simon Ekpa will be opting, if at the end of the day Simon Ekpa will be jailed, he will be opting to serve his time in he'll be opting to serve his time in Finland rather than in Nigeria, because he knows once he steps into Nigeria, there is a huge possibility that he might not be coming out. Also, if you look at Nnamdi Kanu's situation, you will get to understand how complex these things are.
I say a very big thank you to those who have taken time to subscribe to this channel, and if you're yet to subscribe, kindly tap on that subscription button and also the red bell icon so you will be notified whenever videos such as this are uploaded.